Alright, no intro this time. Alright, questions 2 and 3. Next up we have, what is the best base for a mixed martial arts fighter? Okay, of course, you need to be well-rounded to be successful in the sport. Really, I mean, there's a few still one-dimensional fighters out there that I suppose kind of put a lie to what I'm saying, but I'm still going to make the statement: you need to be well-rounded to be really successful. Okay, best base. Well, let's look at some of the more popular attempts here. We have kickboxing. That hasn't really worked. I mean, Stefan Leiko's forays in MMA were pretty bad. Cro Cops were really good, but he learned how to defend the takedown and thus wasn't really a kickboxer anymore. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a couple of good ones there, but of course the Gracie family, but I would have to go with wrestling, because you look at even a guy like Mark Coleman or Kevin Randleman, who, well, I guess Randleman does have a little bit of boxing to him, but particularly Mark Coleman, who are really still just wrestlers and are still actually are respected as decent fighters, and they can give the right fighter a pretty good run for his money. Also, if you pick up wrestling and you learn submission defense and you learn how to ground and pound, I mean, you have your excellent takedowns. You add that to good positional of wrestling. You stay out of trouble out of the submission. Sorry, I have an itchy nose. And you can lay down some ground and pound shots and try to stop the fight. So let's say wrestling is your first and foremost one to make the transition into the ranks of MMA. Okay, my final MMA question is opinion on BJ Penn fans. This is from someone who I guess kind of shares somewhat of a similar view to me, that the BJ Penn fans are really unrealistic, and it almost goes to God worship with the man. Okay. And he also added, people are snapping about even saying that Joe Stevenson has a chance of beating BJ Penn. I'm going to start off by saying Joe Stevenson does have a chance of beating BJ Penn. BJ Penn's the favorite, and rightfully so. I mean, he is possibly the best lightweight fighter in the world. Nonetheless, this being said, BJ has some issues. I mean, BJ, a phenomenal grappler. He has good takedown defense. He has good takedowns. He has good stand-up. This doesn't change the fact that his gas tank has been an issue in the past, and I'm gonna bring the George St. Pierre fight to the forefront. He's a little gassed then. Matt Hughes, he gassed. Admittedly, was a separated rib, but at the same time, you can't say he may not have gassed anyways. He didn't prove that he has the gas tank in that fight. I would say he even gassed a little bit against Jens Pulver in their first fight, and that's what allowed Jens Pulver to strike back and start bringing it to him. He wasn't finished, but by all means, when you look at the first 2 rounds, I think you have a significantly different BJ Penn there. So yeah, I'm going to make that statement. Okay, my opinion on his fans is his fans are a little too obsessed, a little too God worship, as it were, with BJ Penn. Okay, just because someone says BJ Penn is not 100% going to win, he can't possibly lose, doesn't mean that they're shitting on BJ Penn. It's just being realistic, and I think a lot of his fans are a little delusional. Just my opinion. Alright, next up, F1. So if you're looking for just MMA information, you can stop the video now. Okay, F1, the question was, what are my thoughts on the upcoming season? So I'm assuming that means who I think is going to win and shit. Okay, prediction for the champion. I'm thinking Kimi Räikkönen repeats as champion. He's with Ferrari. Their major concern is, of course, McLaren. Now, here's the thing about McLaren is that they said that they didn't upgrade their car a lot this year for fear, of course, the Spygate scandal and all that went into that. I think this is going to end up with the Ferrari being considerably a bit better than the McLaren. And I think Kimi is a reliable enough driver that his main competition might be teammate Felipe Massa. Okay. That being said, I think McLaren wins races, and I think Renault also returns to the race winning, and maybe BMW. We may have 4 different race winning teams this year, which would be good to get some competition back at the top ranks. Okay. Fernando Alonso's got the Renault looking really good in testing. At the same time, I don't think the Renault's going to catch up that quickly. I mean, I think it's going to take a little while. I think you can get to the top of testing by putting up a fast time and not having the fastest car. I mean, this has been proven. I mean, point blank, you're looking at Alonso maybe being a player in the championship scene with a couple race wins, maybe even like third overall, but he's not a real contender to win the title itself. Constructor, Ferrari. Again, McLaren's going to be some competition there. BMW and Renault might be significantly improved, might actually win some races. The surprise might be Force India, depending on how well that car comes together. But from what we're looking at, I mean, this is Mike Gascoigne's team. It finally has some money. It has some pretty good driving force with Adrian Sutil and Giancarlo Fisichella. You can say what you want about Giancarlo Fisichella being overrated, and I'll agree with you. But the man is a solid guy when it comes to making setups for the car and everything. He's a good addition to keep alongside instead of putting in a young driver alongside him. That was a good call. Other than that, Red Bull hopefully will be more reliable this year. Mark Webber, David Coulthard will be more consistent point scorers. I'm hoping. Hopefully Toyota finally comes through with its promise and gets Jarno Trulli and Timo Glock continuously in the points. I don't know if they can. I mean, I think basically you got your top four, which are going to be maybe not in this order, but it should be Ferrari, McLaren. I think Renault moves to third, slipping back as BMW, because Renault does appear to have made some solid changes. Now Honda hopefully is back in it, and they're gonna. I'm gonna say they're gonna be fifth, but they're gonna be in a hard fight with Toyota, Red Bull, possibly Toro Rosso, which looks really good, and also I'm gonna say maybe even Force India if they come up with a good car. Sorry, my MSN's going off. I can't think of anything else really to say on that. I guess Rookie of the Year, I'm going to go with Sebastian Bourdais. Or wait, no. Pardon me, I forgot all about Nelson Piquet. Nelson Piquet, Rookie of the Year. That's about all I have to say on that matter. So this is the part 2. Send me questions for next Q&A, and peace.